Hello, everyone. I'm Greg, and today I and my colleagues, Ashley, Matt, and Jason, will be talking about how Best Buy has been impacted by COVID 19. I'd first like you to think about how often you've entered your favorite retail stores since the start of the pandemic. I, for one, have tried to avoid retail visits, and while that doesn't mean I've opted out of Father's Day shopping, I've instead found it more convenient to shop on platforms like Amazon for the things I need. This brings us to our problem. With the rise of e commerce over the past decade, Best Buy has been threatened by emerging powerhouses like Amazon, but has been able to survive through innovations and creativity. Some of these innovations include showrooming, which allows customers to see and try their products before buying, as well as Geek Squad, who are a team of personal assistants ready to help customers with repairs and installations. The COVID-19 pandemic has, however, undermined Best Buy's retail strengths by limiting the number of people who can shop in their stores and creating barriers for Geek Squad's in-home visits. As a result of the pandemic, Best Buy has seen a 30% decline in sales and has been forced to put over 40% of their employees on temporary leave. While Best Buy's drop in sales hasn't been as critical as other North American retailers, Best Buy must look for ways to become more adaptable in order to mitigate the risk of a future shock to the environment. I will now pass it over to Ashley, who will talk about our internal and external analysis.
Thanks, Greg. In order to effectively analyze Best Buy's internal and external environments, we will be conducting a SWOT analysis, which will cover Best Buy's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Now, Best Buy has four key strengths, where the first is its flexibility and adaptability. Through its history, Best Buy has shown its ability to pivot and adapt to changing customer needs quite quickly and ahead of the competition, such as through its Geek Squad, which transformed its business to provide support to customers in their homes, in stores, by phone, or online. Best Buy's strong financial performance is another key strength. This allows them to further grow and expand their operations, as well as take advantage of new opportunities and provide an adequate return to stakeholders. Now, Best Buy has significantly invested in empowering their employees to succeed in their roles through training and other supports, setting a strong example of what modern employee training and development should look like. Finally, Best Buy has found another key strength in having multiple revenue channels, including its brick-and-mortar stores across North America, its in-home advisors and Geek Squad programs, as well as its e-commerce division. Now, no organization is perfect, and neither it is Best Buy. Two of the company's key weaknesses include its decreasing liquidity, which limits the organization in being able to capture certain growth opportunities. Another weakness is the lack of a remote work policy for Best Buy's employees, as the company canceled its incredibly successful flexible and work from home program in 2013, which may have resulted in reduced employee satisfaction. Looking now at the external market, these include an increasing e-commerce market in North America, as shoppers are being able to consider online and offline shopping interchangeably. This leads to another opportunity for Best Buy to expand their remote selling through the success of its Geek Squad, as people will need help to connect their homes and rely on fast and effective installation services to be able to draw customers in. Now, however, it's interesting, consumers do still prefer to purchase large, expensive items in store, allowing another opportunity for Best Buy to seek innovative ways to sell these products to customers through their in-store operations. And finally, one of the key things about this industry as a whole is that the Best Buy is operating an environment where customers are incredibly price sensitive and have low switching costs, which presents an opportunity for Best Buy to win over customers with high quality services that they can't find anywhere else. While there may be many opportunities in the market, there are also threats as well. The degree of rivalry in Best Buy's industry is incredibly high, share. However, the most pertinent threat right now is the COVID-19 pandemic, which has impacted the market in multiple ways. There is an increased precaution around the safety of employees and customers due to the novel coronavirus. And another threat is the legal implications of COVID-19, which presents a challenge in navigating the different rules and regulations. I'll now pass it over to Matt, who will discuss the alignment of Best Buy as an organization overall.
Thanks, Ashley. In order for Best Buy to be effective, its internal elements must be properly aligned with each other as well as its external environment. As previously shown in the external analysis, Best Buy's environment is highly uncertain and complex. Its organization is designed to be flexible to changes in customer needs and its competition. Best Buy's structure allows them to adapt to the different customer and regulatory needs in every region it operates in. The company has a domestic reporting segment for U.S. operations and an international segment for operations in Canada and Mexico. Additionally, they also have a strategic growth team which is responsible for connecting Best Buy to its environment through research and trials to determine the likelihood of long-term success in new business avenues. Best Buy's culture promotes adaptability and flexibility in order to keep up with changing customer needs and intense industry competition. Culture promotes employee innovation, and they recently removed the layer from its U.S. executive team in order to reduce its hierarchy of authority. Best Buy's strategy is to differentiate itself from competition by providing customer service through its Geek Squad program by having them act as consultants instead of salespeople. Furthermore, the main goals of the organization are to enrich the lives of consumers through technology, whether they shop online, visit stores, or invite Best Buy into their homes. and their second goal is to expand their market share in the at-home electronics servicing market. Through the analysis of these factors, we have determined that Best Buy's internal elements are effectively aligned with one another as well as its environment. I will now pass it off to Greg, who will explain our decision criteria and alternatives.
Thanks, Matt. To address the problem surrounding Best Buy's environment, our group came up with a number of alternatives Best Buy could implement. When evaluating these alternatives, we decided it was most important that our solution, 1, improve Best Buy's flexibility and adaptability, 2, improve Best Buy's financial performance, and 3, maintain customer and employee satisfaction. With this decision criteria in mind, our group evaluated the following solutions. First, no change. Although Best Buy has stayed more relevant than other retailers, our research demonstrated that there was room for improvement, so this option was not really considered. Second, change the organizational structure. We originally considered changing Best Buy's structure so that employees would report both to a geographic manager as well as a functional manager like sales or accounting. Although a change in structure may increase flexibility, we thought it would be too expensive and may cause confusion among employees. Third, shift the focus to employee culture. By focusing on creating shared values and beliefs across the organization, Best Buy would have stronger internal flexibility. An example of this could include employees coming in on short notice because their company culture is so strong. After looking at Best Buy's goal of becoming more adaptable, we decided a strategy focused around the changing external environment would be more effective. Now Jason will talk about our fourth alternative, which we decided to use as a recommendation to Best Buy.
Thanks, Greg. So now that we've had a look at some of the possible solutions, our team would like to introduce to you our key alternative and innovations that have been composed after achieving the greatest score on our decision criteria. Our solution will allow Best Buy to continue to achieve their goals and maintain its effective strategy by providing strong customer service and maintaining its high employee involvement and satisfaction. We'd like to recommend 3 new additions to Best Buy's organization to adapt and overcome uncertainty. First off, we recommend adding an emergency response workforce who will be hired and called upon during times of drastic increased demand circumstances, such as holidays and natural disasters. This is going to allow Best Buy to glide smoothly between a highly formalized structure, effective during times of stability, to one that really needs to be flexible during demanding environmental conditions. Due to the immediate uncertainty during the COVID-19 pandemic, Best Buy locations were scrambled to slightly modify their solutions as they best see fit, and an emergency response workforce dedicated to address staff inconsistencies during this time will aim to solve this issue. Second, a higher emphasis on remote positions will prove to be beneficial in accordance to the market's demands and employee satisfaction. And through the COVID-19 pandemic, we've learned that both customers and employees have emphasized that their highest priority is safety. A remote structure will not only satisfy this, but also increase the growing demand for greater convenience. And lastly, the addition of dedicated team linkage roles. So a business intelligence department solely focused on scanning the environment, anticipating uncertainty, and then relaying this information across all the functional departments in the organization will help keep top managers informed about environmental changes. So with regards to the implementation of these changes, we have it outlined as follows. In the short term, HR is going to be responsible for surveying current employees on their remote working decisions and assign these descriptions and roles for the backup workforce and cross-department coordinators. We're going to have a strong preference for internal hiring. Next, in the medium term, we're going to begin analyzing the results of employee remote working, ensuring the coordination between business intelligence and all our current departments, as well as testing this emergency response team during downtime periods. And in the long term, the backup team is going to be fully prepared for the peak of demand and continue reevaluating employees in coordination. Next, I'll pass it off to Matt to analyze what expected results these new innovations will present.
Thanks, Jason. Our recommendation will achieve our decision criteria of improving Best Buy's flexibility and adaptability, improving financial performance, and lastly, maintain customer and employee satisfaction. Adding an emergency response team will improve Best Buy's flexibility and adaptability, as will prevent slow response to crises. The emergency response team allows Best Buy to loosen lines of command and will enable employees to work across departments and hierarchies to solve unanticipated problems. Through the addition of dedicated team linkage roles, Best Buy can improve its financial performance. Team linkage roles will help the company stay ahead of competition by quickly anticipating problems and acting on them before competitors. This will allow Best Buy to maintain and create new competitive advantages, which will increase customer loyalty and satisfaction, as well as improving organizational effectiveness. This, in turn, will lead to better financial performance. Putting a higher emphasis on remote positions will help maintain customer and employee satisfaction, as this recommendation promotes safety for customers and employees. It also allows for more employees to keep their jobs, which will help boost employee morale during the COVID-19 pandemic and beyond. Thank you for listening, and we'll now open the floor to any questions.